Hello, hi, welcome back to Success Automation. This is the continuous series related to the API automation using REST Assure. So in the first video, I just showed how to set up the REST Assure in Eclipse by using one project and how to run the simple service, get service. So the service which I showed in the previous video, that is that service does not require any header. So now I'm going to show uh, how to get the response body. When you hit a service, the service will return some value. So how to fetch that value, I'm going to show that. This is the first topic I'm going to talk. So if you see here, I'm just using one uh, base base URL, as well as I have put the endpoint books. So by hitting this service, I'll get the some response. So as I told in the first video, we need to use the REST Assure class and base URL. You need to set the URL. After that, I am using another interface. This is another interface where uh, by using this guest REST Assure given, it will get the uh, it will get the uh, it will it, this request specification will get the request by using the REST Assure. So once we get this request, I'm going to use this request. I'm by using this get method, I'm getting the response of this service. So whenever this get the response, that response I'm storing in this response object. So this response, it may return the data in a JSON format, or um, um, JSON, or HTML or whatever format. That format, I want to convert that into a string format. So whatever the response I'm getting, this response I'm converting as a string here. This response object is converted into string. So now I'll try to run this program. So if you see here at the bottom, we got, I just put in SOP, response body is something. I put this is what it is printing here. So whatever the response we are getting, that it is printing here. So I'll just copy this complete code, response data. I just use, yeah, I'm just getting this data. I'll put data here. So this is what the uh, data we got. So now if you see here, it is very difficult to see um, the key value, or it is not good, it is not a proper way to um, validate this code. So you can do by using, there is a JSON formatter. Use this JSON formatter and click here, and why it is coming this one, JSON formatter, online JSON formatter. Paste the JSON here, and if you see at the right side, it will display the data in a proper format. So by using this JSON formatter.org, the whatever the JSON we got, we can see in a proper way. So books is an object. Under that there are the uh, uh, attributes are there, ISBN, title, blah 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 blah. So all this data you can see. So like this you can fetch the data whenever you hit any service. When a service hit return any data, you can fetch the data. So now what we are doing here, first we are updating this URL to this base URL variable. After that, it is gets request specification of that is sent to server. By using this request specification, we are hitting to the server. So once you hit, you want to call the data. So by using this object get, it will get the data. That data will be stored in the response, and it may return in a JSON format or other format. We are converting into string format. Like this you can fetch the data after hitting the service. So now the next topic what I want to talk is header. So if you would have done a manual testing by using Postman, you might be knowing the header. So the header, what is header? I'll just talk about that. If you see the header, the definition of header, an API header is a part of a HTTP request or response. The header information you can pass while requesting as well as when you get the response. So that is the additional information. So whenever you hit a service, in some services you need to send the header information also. Without header information, you cannot fetch the data or you cannot get the data. So there are different types of attributes in the header. So the common thing is content type, authorization, accept, user agent. So this content type is what type of data you want to send or receive, that you are going to specify in this content type. And authorization, in some services you need to send the authorization key or username password. So that header is nothing but authorization. Accept, in some in some services you need to mention what type of data you want to accept, whether it is a HTML or JSON, that you can put, you have to use this accept. User agent, so some requesters you require a user login also. Without login you cannot do. So this is about this user user agent. Now I'll go to the, so now we saw this one. Now so here what I'm doing, when I'm hitting the service may return the data with a header information. So what are the headers we are getting when you hit the service? So I'll just go one here. So I'm just Java Selenium. I'm just trying to search this. Before clicking on the go button, I want to click this and network I want to show. So when I hit this, if you see here, when I hit this, you'll get all the services. So it written all multiple websites here. So these are the services. So now I'll just go to any one service endpoint. So if you see here, a response, you got the response here. and you'll get the header information also. So header informations are like, you'll get like this. See, if you see here, header information, accept, okay, you have content type, what type of data you are expecting, okay, and you there may be a different attributes. So this is the response response headers. Similarly, while you are requesting, you can send the request also. Like if you see the here, request header, accept anything, coding, accept encoding, yes, accept language, English, US English, authorization, some keys passing, and content type, it is showing application JSON. Like this, you will get the headers information if you hit any service, or in some services you need to pass the header information. Now here what I am doing, I am fetching the headers, all the headers. When you hit this service, what are the headers I am getting, that I am going to print here. So now here similarly, I'm using the rest assure. I'm updating the URL and specification. So this we are hitting the server, and using the get, I'm getting the response. After that, by using the header class, there is a header class, headers class in the rest assure. All the headers you can get response dot headers. This is a method, and I'm storing in this object all headers. Now once I get all the headers here, I'm trying to fetch one by one. So again, when I'm trying to fetch all the headers, I'm using the for loop. I'm using a for loop. So header object and all headers. This header object get each header from here, all headers, and it print. So here while printing, what I am doing, SOP, I'm just putting a key here, and header dot get name. What is the name? And I'm just putting another key as a value and get value. So I just try to run this. Just so if you see here, so the content type is a key, and value is application JSON. Content length, what is the length, how much maximum length you can it can send the data, this 4514. Connection live, keep live, and like this you can get the content header information from the response. As I showed here, see if you see here, you have the content type right here. See content type application JSON, okay, um, content encoding something, and all these keys, these are the keys, and you are the values, it is there. Similarly, I'm fetching the key value from the response. So like this you can get the headers information once you hit the service. Again, this is a get service only, a get service. Now another one is I want to show here, this program, what I'm trying to do is status code, yeah. So here again I'm hitting the service. I'm hitting this book service and hitting to the server and getting the server detail here. After that, by using this server object, this method, I'm going to use a method get. Once you hit this service, this is the get service, and status received. What is the status received? I'm going to get the value here. Get status line like this here. If you see here, status line here, if you see, there will be status line or status code, status, some attribute will be there. So that I'm getting by using this get status line. And once I get the body response body, I'm printing in a pretty format, a good format. So quickly I'll run this, clean this, right click and run this program. So if you see here, we are getting the data. Now this status received, we are getting the HTTP 101 200. Okay, this is the status line I will getting. If you see here, you may see here this one. Status, it's not that. So this is the status line. After that, right, till this the status line here. This one. After that, I'm getting the data. So this response, I'm getting the data here. If you see in the system.out.println, I have put the response here, and whatever the response we are getting, I'm formatting in a pretty format. In the first example we saw, right, it displaying in the general way. Now I want to print in a pretty format. So you need to use the pretty print. It will print in a proper way. The same data whatever we saw in the JSON format, right? Here, this one, the same data. See here, books, ISBN, title, subtitle, all this. Similarly here also. So ISBN, title, subtitle, everything. So here also what I'm doing, you need to first, when you update this rest assured, you need to import this. You can put static or not, without static also you can put. And for this ham crest, you need to put the this ham crest JSON, this one. You need to put this dependency, as well as you put this dependency. Okay, if you update to these two dependencies, that is enough. And where is that? Not this. Yeah, this one. So here you need to import this libraries and method. This method, what type of method? We are heading to the get service. You need to method.get, and you need to put this one, and rest assured response. All this you need to import. So this code I will put uh, in the video chat. You can get this data and you can execute. So this is all about this video. One more thing, what are the different header, how to set? Yeah, how to set. Yeah, we saw how to fetch the headers. We'll see how to set the header also. How to set that also we'll see. mm, Now first, not this program, BDD. Yeah, here if you see here, I'm trying to um, set the content type. So this content type is a header. This content type is a header. This content type header, you can set the content type JSON. Then you when you hit the service, you are mentioning that I'm sending the data in a JSON format. Like this, you can mention. This is the content type header. So quickly, I'll run this. In the another last program, I saw how to fetch the header. Here, how to set the header. So how to set the header, this content type header. I'm just running this program. I'll clean this. Right click and yeah. If you see here, we got the response code 200. That is success. So here, what I'm doing, I'll show all the imports first. You need to import this rest assured, and you need to import this content type, and you need to import this response. After that, by using rest assured, I'm setting the URL. Here I'm using BDD format. I'm using the response class given. I'm setting the content type as a JSON. You can set as a content type JSON or different things are there. If you see here, HTML, you can set HTML or you can set XML, which type of content type you can set, you want to send, you can set here. So I'm just setting the JSON here. So given content type and when, given when, then, as you know, in the BDD format, and this is the endpoint. We are using the get service, and the post is the endpoint. Then what you're expecting, you are expecting the response. So you are expecting the response here. So once we get the response, by using this response object, I'm getting the status. The status code will return the integer. That's why I declare the integer variable and store in the value. Now when I run this program, it is printing the 200. Now if you want to get the response body, you can get this one. 1 minute. Yeah, I want to print this. Yeah, here I'm trying to get the body of this response, and I'm trying to convert into string. So like this, you can do right click, run the program. So if you see here, first it will print the response code 200. After that, the response body, and when you hit this, you are it is getting the this service giving the body. So that I'm printing here at the bottom. Once you get this, you are able to get the data. So copy this complete data. You can use the JSON formatter, and you can see the data here. Control A, delete, paste it here. Something wrong. No, I don't know, something wrong here. You will know. So it is printing the data here. You can see. You can see the data like this. So like this, here what we are doing, we are setting the content type. This content type may be optional, but some services, the content type may be mandatory. See, for example, uh, this in some services, authorization key will be mandatory and user agent will be mandatory. In such services, without if you don't give the headers information, you cannot hit to the proper server and you cannot get the proper data. So this is all about today's video. So in the next video, I'm going to cover the other things. Keep watching and share to your friends. And if it will be good to subscribe my channel and as well as update some comments so that it will motivate to upload more videos. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.